Hey guys, Ray from loveyourrv.com. So I'm back with an update on my new truck. Now that I've got about 10,000 miles on it, and we used it for our full 6-month snowbird trip. If you want to go back and look at any truck posts and videos I did, I've created a new category on the blog here under Ram Truck. So I'll post anything that's related to the truck under there. You can see this one here, 2018 truck review after 2,000 miles of towing. That was my main review. I went through all the likes and dislikes of the truck. So you can go back and look at that if you want a really detailed look at the truck and what I feel about it. This post and video is more just an update after a longer time. So let's get into the numbers here. A lot of people ask about fuel mileage. So like I say, the distance was 10,000 miles, and it's about, I guess about 5,000 miles of that was hooked up and towing our 30-foot Keystone trailer. The trailer weighs in around 18,000 pounds, truck and trailer. I guesstimate the truck is about 8,600 pounds and the trailer 9,400 pounds, and that can vary by a few hundred pounds depending on how much water we have on board, waste, the LP gas tanks and fuel tanks that we have, how much they're filled up. So fuel mileage, when we were towing, we averaged anywhere between 10 miles per gallon to 13 miles per gallon. I generally tow at highway speeds between 62 and 65 miles per hour. And my lowest mileage figure came in around 10. And that was during really severe duty conditions, such as pulling a really steep grade at a high speed or into strong headwinds. The highest figure that I got was 13 and a half, and that was really low wind on a really flat interstate in the California Valley. Not many curves at all, just you sit there and you're hardly any grade, you just go straight. And that was at a pretty moderate speed. The max towing speed there is 55, so that's probably 57 to 60 miles per hour. And also what it can affect mileage as well as elevation. I found slightly better numbers at lower elevations where there's more oxygen in the air. Overall, over the whole 6-month trip when it came to towing, that's from British Columbia all the way down the coast and into the southwest and back, I averaged around 11.5 miles per gallon. As far as unloaded without the trailer on it, I could see anywhere from 18 to 21 and a half miles per gallon. And surprisingly, the truck gets some of its best mileage at a freeway speed of 75 miles per hour. I imagine that's because the rear end gears are quite high at 3.42 and the 6-speed transmission. So once it sits there in overdrive, I'm getting pretty good RPM. It's pretty low, just kind of chugs along. So my old truck, the old 94 Ford, it had 410 gears, and if I tried to do 75 miles an hour on that, it would just eat fuel like crazy. So compared to my old truck kind of towing was between 8 and 10 miles per gallon, and unloaded it was around 14-15 miles per gallon. So there's been quite an improvement with the new modern truck, which you sort of would expect. Next is performance. I haven't heard any owner of a modern diesel truck not gush about the incredible performance capabilities, and I'm no exception, that's for sure. They are very complex beasts and horribly expensive, but they really live up to the power and torque that are advertised. Our new truck's got a torque of 930 foot-pounds and a horsepower of 385, and really it can drag our house on wheels behind there with hardly any effort at all. Going up steep grades where my old truck would be struggling and running hot, our new Ram just cruises along cool as a cucumber. Where the old truck would be crawling up an 8% highway grade at 35-40 miles per hour, the new truck basically can climb it almost as fast as I want to go. I didn't hit any hill on the trip I couldn't easily climb at the posted speed limit. Another area the new truck excels at is in passing power. So gone are the days when getting stuck on a hill behind a slow semi would happen. I would lack the ability to pull out and quickly pass them before, especially in a busy highway where the passing lane was always full of little cars zipping by. But so with the new truck, it's no problem. I just can pull out, downshift, and poof, turbo kicks in and I just fly by them. The extra power is also really appreciated for busy freeways for on-ramp merging. I just love it. You know, if I need that kick of power to get ahead of a truck that's coming along, or in really congested traffic, I can safely avoid things by being able to, besides brake, I can actually kind of boot it and get out of situations. Absolutely love the turbo exhaust brake. Everybody told me I would love it, and they weren't kidding. One example of its use was on a long downgrade coming into Bullhead City from Kingman, Arizona. I think it was Highway 68. So it's about a 12-mile stretch of road with a 6% downgrade, and at the bottom is a 45-mile-an-hour curve and a stoplight. So what I did is I locked out 5th and 6th overdrive gears and kept it in 4th gear at 55 miles an hour. That was the speed limit going down, and I put on the exhaust brake, and basically the auto exhaust brake held the truck and trailer at 55 miles an hour plus or minus a mile or two all the way down the hill. I didn't have to touch my regular brakes or trailer brakes, anything. The turbo exhaust brake did all the work, so that was awesome. The exhaust brake is also nice when you're navigating really hilly and curvy terrain, like say on the west coast along the ocean. There's a lot of curves and it goes up and down. It's quite undulating, so that kind of adds another layer of control and also reduces my brake wear. So I'm really a big fan of the exhaust brake. Another big question I had was about DEF, diesel exhaust fluid. A lot of people asked about it and a lot of people said, oh, it's a massive pain with the new trucks, you'll hate it. But so far I haven't found that to be the case. I've added maybe a total of 5 2.5 gallon jugs during the 10,000 miles, and that's with 5 miles of towing. It's really straightforward to add. There's a filler port. The jugs come with a funnel thing to put into the port, and you just pour it in. It's not really that hard. I think the cost runs around $15 for each jug. So there is truck stop pumps. You can get it even cheaper, but I've just found the jugs to be more convenient. Personal preference. The OEM tires, a lot of people said they're real crap. I find they're wearing quite fast, but I don't have anything particularly negative to say about them. They did the job. They held air well. I haven't had to top them up in 10,000 miles. They've just been the same air the whole time. Handling and braking seems okay. Nothing special, but I don't expect much on a large 1-ton truck. I'm finding the rear tires are wearing much faster than the front. I guess due to the extra weight of the fifth wheel on the rear axles. I haven't really noticed that I'm spinning the tires at all. Other than that, there's no irregular wear patterns that have emerged. I'll rotate them for use this summer and plan on replacing them with a higher quality aftermarket set of tires in the fall before our next big trip. I just wanted to get my wear out of the original tires. Next we'll go to fifth wheel towing. I'm really pleased with how the truck handles the fifth wheel. Towing is really smooth and stable with good cornering. In fact, I'm finding it a little more stable in strong winds than my old dually even. I'm not missing the dual rear tires at all. I was initially worried about, I only had 6 inches of bed rail clearance, but that's turned out not to be a significant problem. The truck and trailer handled dips in the road quite well with clearance to spare. The only time I came close to the rails was when off-road boondocking. I found the hitch has a lot of side-to-side play in it, so I had to take extreme care on the uneven dirt roads. I still plan to raise the trailer 3 to 4 inches to allow me to raise the hitch another notch or two, but that's now not a priority. And as far as the hitch goes, in my earlier review I complained how finicky the Ram M20, the factory hitch, was to unhitch, but with the advice from several folks I figured out what I was doing wrong. Now unhitching is really easy. What I needed to do was chalk and jack the trailer, leaving a little weight on the hitch, then put the truck in neutral briefly to remove any fore and aft pressure. After this, the release arm pulls out with ease, and I can use a second groove in the arm that I didn't see before to lock it open. Next, I continue to raise the trailer until the weight just comes off the hitch, then the truck pulls away pretty well every time. I haven't had an issue since then, so actually now I really like the way it unhitches. There's a video demo I did that, I'll put that in the description if you haven't seen that. Okay, and finally, I just got my first recall on the brand new truck. There was a critical recall. They recalled something like 500,000 or 600,000 trucks for different years, and it's got to do with something called a drag link in the steering. That there's a couple nuts, and the nut can come loose, and if it goes too far, that drag link comes apart, and then you lose your steering. I think there's been 8 accidents. So anyway, I took it to my dealer the other day, and they basically went through the inspection. I think they inspect the torque, and then what they did is they tack welded the nuts so that the nuts can't loosen. I have a link to a safety recall procedure that I found online, a PDF that goes through all what they have to do, you know, if someone's curious. But that was pretty well painless. I went in there and dropped the truck off for an hour or so, and they had it done. So I guess that's about it. In conclusion, I'm really happy with the purchase of the 2018 Ram 3500 with the Cummins. If it continues to perform in the years to come as it's done in the first 10,000 miles, I'm a happy camper. I'm really pleased with the extra power and braking, which makes towing a heavy trailer a much less stressful experience. It's actually a pleasure to tow now. And you know, add to that a modern airbag system plus all the modern safety features. I feel a lot safer in the new truck compared to the old 25-year-old one. So going forward, I'll continue to document any problems that arise with the truck, plus I'll let you in on any upgrades and mods I do. So keep an eye on the blog and the YouTube channel. There's a Ram truck category, and also we'll have a truck playlist on the YouTube channel, or you could sign up for my monthly newsletter. So I hope you found that informative. Thanks for watching, folks. Till next time, Ray from loveyourrv.com. Cheers, everyone.